The Kaikoura District Council has slashed its proposed 17% rates increase by more than half, but it's going to have to use most of its rainy day fund to make up the funding shortfall. The cash-strapped council has been trying to figure out how to fund its 3-year plan, which includes costly infrastructure upgrades and earthquake repairs. But a huge backlash from both townies and farmers has prompted a rethink. Logan Church from our Christchurch Bureau reports.
The proposed rates hike would have had serious consequences, according to Kaikoura farmer Justine Schroeder.
Pretty much every farm had sustained some damage in the earthquake, be it the milking sheds that were damaged badly, or be it land loss, fences gone, or cattle yards. Everyone's got a story to tell post-earthquake. So they're already under a lot of stress post-earthquake, getting back on their feet. You know, with the proposed rates increase that was standing, it was just one more burden. I mean, putting a huge financial burden on farmers that are already overworked, overstressed, it could just tip them over the edge mentally.
At its meeting today, the Kaikoura District Council decided to slash its proposed average rates increase to about 7% across the board. For rural ratepayers, it's even better news. They will only see an average 5% rise. Justine Schroeder says this will let farmers still struggling to recover from the 2016 earthquake get back on their feet.
Farmers, once they hear the news that there's only a 5% rates increase, it just takes that extra pressure off, and they can get on with doing the important stuff, the stuff that they're there to do, which is to look after the land, to farm, and do what they're there to do the passion that they're there to do.
Even though this has come as a relief to farmers like Justine, it has come at a big cost. The council had $1 million cash from its share of a forestry reserve in Marlborough set aside for a rainy day. That rainy day has clearly come. It's decided to use 60% of that money to plug funding holes over the next 2 years. Mayor Winston Gray says even though that would leave Kaikoura somewhat financially vulnerable if another disaster struck, it won't leave the council entirely high and dry.
We have other, strings that we can utilise, if we do have another event, really. We do have some land holding and property buildings that we could utilise.
Budget squeezing across other council departments and projects have also contributed to the lower rates. And Winston Gray would not rule out other measures, such as a council restructure, to further trim spending.
It's clear there are changes coming to local government, so we won't take anything off the table, but we've got to look and see what is best for our community before we even think about any of those decisions.
Councillor and Kaikoura Rural Support Trust representative Tony Blunt says he would not have signed off on the 3-year plan if those cost-saving measures had not been found.
No, I would not have. It was simply too severe for all of our ratepayers, in my view. None of those options were affordable for the vast majority of our ratepayers. Our town has been severely impacted by the road closures and the earthquakes, and our tourist numbers are still fairly low.
The Kaikoura District Council has now committed to a 6-month review of its assets to ensure its finances are as future-proof as possible. For Checkpoint, call Logan Church, Tēnei.